What's up, guys? I got a treat for you this week. And my mom agreed to do this. I'm so blown because I never thought she would agree to be on camera. But this week for the Sunday 16, I actually want to interview my parents. So, my mom and my dad, because hip-hop has been so much a part of my life since I was so young. And it's so much more than just music. And I think that's an important story to tell. And they've obviously they've seen my journey through making music and kind of what it's done for me in my life. So super honored that they decided to sit down and be a part of this. So it's gonna be cool. But all right, so I'll start off very simple, okay? I'm gonna make you go first because I know you don't want to do this. So hip hop, like, kind of how did that come into your life? Like, how did you start listening to that? Because I know it wasn't like grandma and granddaddy were bumping it in the car.
Grandma's station wagon with the Sugar Hill Gang.
She was playing it?
It was on the radio.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Was grandma about it?
No.
She wasn't about it. No. So as soon as you heard that kind of music, you were just automatically like, you really like.
Oh yeah. I was hooked.
You were hooked on it?
It got me.
So how did that, like, so you're probably pretty young at that point in time.
Mm-hmm.
So how did that, like, become such a big part of your life, like, as you're getting into, like, high school, you know what I mean? Because I know at high school, hip-hop was kind of everything, probably.
Yeah.
So, like, how did that happen? Was it just you going on your own, trying to find music? Or
yeah, we would go to Philly to see Pop, and they had on Power 99, they had hip-hop from 8 to 12. And I used to get my tapes and tape it. Every time I went, tape the whole thing. And then I would bring it back because nobody had that music here.
Yeah. So you would literally tape the radio and then bring it back and play it in your cassette tape. Didn't you say that one time someone took your tape player and Jenny had to get back?
Yes.
Well, she said the teacher took her...
My Walkman.
And Kay's mom went and took it back from the teacher.
Got suspended for 3 days.
That's a ride or die right there.
That's right.
I know. All right, well, Dad, when's the first time you remember hearing hip-hop music?
See, I'm different. Like, I knew nothing about any of it. You know what I'm saying? Long story short, went to military school.
Yeah.
Ran into a couple guys from Brooklyn, Nunez and Bubba.
Yeah.
And then, boom.
They kind of showed you?
Yeah, it was a wrap after that.
What, alright, so I know one part of, this whole picture is, like, so being around here,
right?
How did that start with you getting into hip-hop? Because I think that there's a lot of people that are in my life now, that are in all of our lives. It seems like a lot of it because of being surrounded by that culture.
Right, the circle. But it really wasn't from here. It was from the military school. And then when I came back here, I ran into Dirt, Coop, Angie, and Voltron since then.
Voltron. Yeah. So, like, okay. So, what are, like, if you could think of a couple of just memories of, like, from that time, maybe when you were younger, when you guys were, like, high school age, like...
Spray painting, getting caught, calling parents, come pick me up.
You got caught for spray painting stuff?
Yeah, me, Coop, and Dirt.
Didn't you spray paint some lyrics on the pavement?
Oh, yeah, on the street, yeah. Still my girl. What y'all know about that?
He's spray painted some LL Cool J lyrics.
Nah. What
Who was it?
50 on both of us. Still my girl was the name of the song. It'll come to me like a second. I'll shout it out right
Spray painted some hip hop lyrics on the pavement in front of my grandparents' house.
Yeah.
My granddad was not happy about that at all. So, like, basically, obviously, you guys found your way into it. So, like, if you could explain, you don't have to go into, you know what I mean? This could be whatever it is for you. But, like, what is hip hop to you? You know, like, it doesn't have to be a definition. It could be a feeling. It could be, or what it means to you in your life. Because to me, it's a lot. And I know that kind of, I wouldn't even have maybe found it that way if it wasn't for being around the both of you. So kind of what does it mean to you? You know what I mean? Or what is that? How important is that in your life?
It's just love.
Yeah. Just love.
It's just love.
Yeah.
Freedom of speech.
And then, so what is it like for you?
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Straight up. I
Yeah.
mean, in my opinion, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. If you're
Yeah.
real hip hop, then you live that shit all day, every day.
I feel I definitely feel you. So to explain more to people, so when you say it's a lifestyle, give me some examples of like what that looks like. You know what I mean? Like things that hip hop translate into your life and the way that you live. You know what I mean?
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a hard question. I mean, it's everything.
Yeah.
I wake up, hip hop. Before I go to work.
So what do you do when you wake up?
I wake up, brush my teeth, do what I do to get ready for work, put the headphones in, go to work.
Yeah, you listen to hip hop the whole way there.
All the way there.
What kind of podcasts do you listen to?
All of them.
Yeah, like are there hip hop podcasts?
Yeah. Broad Street, the Rosenberg joint.
Yeah.
I mean, and all the rest of them on all the other radio stations. This stuff that nobody cares about, but I need to know all of it.
Yeah.
Like Wu-Tang's about to drop another album.
He's like
Saga continues. learn that last night on a podcast.
On a podcast.
Just saying.
True. So like, I remember this. This is a memory I have vividly in my memory. Kirk and you being, and I wrote about this on my blog. Being in the kitchen at the townhouse, and for some reason you let me stay up. I don't know why, because Kari said he was still asleep, and Kirk. Well, he said that rap, and immediately in that moment I was like, I want to do that. You know what I mean? So do you remember like what it was like when I first started trying to like write rhymes or anything like that? Do you remember anything about that?
Oh yeah, I remember the first time you wrote a rhyme. We were coming back from Philly and you were in the car and y'all were bored and you're like, okay, turn the radio down. We're going to write this ourselves.
Yeah, I did that?
Yeah. And so you and Kari and Sadie, came up with some stuff.
Oh,
mostly you, because you're the only one that could write.
Uh-huh.
And, actually write out a rhyme.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was a wrap.
There.
Yeah.
So alright, so now we're kind of shifting into more so my journey. So I want to talk a little bit about my journey and kind of what I've seen. So like, obviously growing up, I saw a group of people that had been together forever, 20 plus years, and the love and like the support that you guys have for each other. And hip hop was always at the center of that for some reason.
That's what hip hop's about.
Yeah. I believe
real.
Yeah. I believe in that. It's funny because my dad, like, everything that's awesome in life, everything that's dope in life, my dad would be like, that's hip-hop. Like, somebody, like, could like a video on my Instagram, he'd be like, that's hip-hop. Like, it's just crazy. But, so basically, like, as you guys started to see me, like, kind of express myself, did you notice anything different about what it did for me, or maybe anything about like when I started writing? Because I know for me, I don't think I really had a voice until I started writing, you know what I mean? At least in my mind, like, not to the world really,
Not to the world, but you always had something to say.
Yeah.
What?
In your mind.
Always had
Last
something to say.
words toward Lane right there.
I don't agree with this at all. I don't know about that. What's like a memory that you have, each of you, from that you're super proud of as far as with me making music? You know what I mean? Like something where you can think back and you're like, wow, that was really like cool to
Save the music.
Save the music.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
All of it. And MC is supposed to move the crowd.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's true. That's very true.
And now you make the crowd move.
Yeah. How do you guys feel when you go to these like showcases?
Super proud.
Yes.
Yo, that's hip hop.
That is hip-hop. Yeah.
What do you feel like we're doing differently than other people with the music and these videos than maybe other people that you see.
Being genuine, 100, 1,000.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not, out there reckless, ratchet, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a little reckless sometimes, not used so much, but.
The click.
Yeah, I mean, well.
Yeah. But they go deep.
Yeah.
We'll do the reckless stuff.
Yeah, that's very true. All right. So I want to and I'm just kind of brainstorming off the top of my head. It's my parents, so like usually I'm trying to, the story I'm trying to tell is like I'm trying to showcase a person's talent, and here I'm just trying to tell the story of what hip hop has been in our lives and like why that's so important. So if you could, and I know this is everyone's gonna be like, oh, I can't pick a person. But if you could pick one or two artists to talk about, it's not saying this is the only music you can listen to, but like you wanna take some time to talk about their art and why it's important to you in hip hop. I'll start with you, because I've been picking on Mom this entire time.
I mean, now or then or anybody.
Anybody, yeah. And it doesn't have to mean that that's your favorite artist or anything. It's just somebody that you're like, this person's music really touches me, and I can feel like I can talk about it and explain like why their art speaks to me. You know.
I mean, Wu-Tang, Sean P.
Yeah.
I mean, off the top, there's a lot more. You know what I'm saying? But
so, you've told me Wu-Tang changed your life.
It did.
So kind of tell that story.
I mean, I really don't know how. I just, I heard, turned it on and, Ghostface slamming, and then I was in after that, and they dropping jewels. I mean, they're giving you information that most people aren't giving you. You know what I'm saying? And they're talking slick, good, dope stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, they were kind of like mentally like, damn, I could probably hang out with these guys because they want the same type of time, you know what I'm saying? Like,
True. So maybe you felt like somebody finally like was speaking to you, like somebody was
for sure
speaking your language. Maybe you had
my age, 93. You know what I'm saying? I was, like
maybe you felt maybe that was the first time you felt like somebody was like this was like your language, like.
Yeah, like you don't agree with everything either. Like, wait a minute. Like, yeah, I'm not the only one. Like,
yeah.
Now, even though it was many before that, but I'm just saying, like,
Wu-Tang. So I know that Wu-Tang goes heavy. If you guys could see, I have a Wu-Tang t-shirt on under this sweatshirt right now.
Went off at work today. So.
Yeah. So, all right, Mom. Who was an artist that you're like their music's like really meant a lot to you?
Right now, I'm rocking the Pandora.
Okay.
Most Def
is speaking to you.
Like 1,000 songs I've listened to. He's just so versatile. Like, I love Most.
Yeah.
My man.
Let me chime in with a podcast last night. Most Def is back.
What do you mean?
Back, like in
America. Action?
No, back in America on radio, talking about I'm about to do some things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he was, he wasn't here for a while. So.
He wasn't in America?
No.
Yeah. He was over in South Africa.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, what about Most Def's music is it that you like? You know what I mean?
He's just so versatile. He's well spoken. I like his flow. It's Most Def.
It's Most Def.
Super knowledgeable.
Yeah. Yeah, he speaks
about a lot of
different things. Yeah. That dude is super talented too, because he's not just a rapper.
He's a musician.
Yeah, he's a musician and he acts.
And he can play any kind of role. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Playing,
Oh my gosh. Yeah. What was the one blocks? The however many
16
blocks?
16 blocks.
That shit was dope.
He switched it up in that.
Yeah,
like,
he played the little crazy little joint. Not crazy, but
Brown Sugar.
Yes.
Yep.
He was killing it in Brown Sugar. I know
that's that. Top 5 movie right there.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. That one speaks to me too. Like, I think, and I don't know if you guys feel like this, but sometimes I get nervous to tell people that I rap. People at my job or stuff like that. Like, I don't go broadcasting it because I feel like hip hop has a certain, like, some people think it has a certain stigma to it.
Yeah, well, it's an aura to it too. I mean, even if they don't know, they probably like that girl. Cool for something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there is a stigma nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Always has been. I guess when we were young.
Yeah.
Our parents didn't like it.
No.
And we don't like a lot of stuff now. But not to say all new stuff isn't good, you know what I'm saying? But there is good new stuff.
Yeah.
You should tell everybody you rap.
I should tell everybody.
Tell them you rhyme.
Yeah. No. Like
let the rappers rap. I'll do the rhyming. You know what I'm saying?
I'll do the rhyming, for sure. I feel like sometimes I take it personally a little bit. Like when people are like, I don't listen to hip hop or like.
I know I do.
Yeah, like what do you mean? Like I get it if you don't listen to all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It's like when people ask me, this is random left field, but they'll be like, do you know such and such about rock and roll, whatever? Like I didn't grow up in like musical household. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
My mom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I heard songs. I didn't know nothing about really anything really.
Yeah.
Until that, I'm like, I know the song. I don't know the artist. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
So they get mad at me for that.
Yeah.
So I see what you're saying. I mean, I feel the same way. Like, what do you mean you don't know who Sean Price is? You don't gotta like him and know his words, but
yeah, you should know who he is.
Come on, man.
Yeah. So this is kind of funny. I want to just talk a little bit about like the progression this past year of like the music and everything. So I know I always have all these crazy ideas. I feel like I'm gonna change the world or do something crazy. But I know, Dad, tell them a little bit about the talk we had when I started the Sunday 16. And I was
when the first joint, you're like, yo, I'm gonna do this 16 every week, and we're gonna see what happens. And it was, you had 1 follower, you had 2 followers, 19. Now it's like you almost, what is it, close to 80. You know what I'm saying? And it was like shot on what was the shot on? GoPro?
Yeah.
And it was good, but it was just like, GoPro stuff. Now it's you're shooting video.
Yeah.
Level.
Yeah, no. And like, where you guys think it could go?
Anywhere. Same thing.
To the top.
I'm not gonna get my master's. Yeah, you will. I'm not gonna find a job. Yeah, you will. You did, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. I feel something brewing, heavy.
Yeah, you gotta pay your dues.
Yeah. Yeah.
Walking dogs.
Representing Whoop.
I know. So I'm doing a song. I'm writing a song right now about being mixed, because I feel like a lot of people can relate to it. You know what I mean? Like, people, it's pretty common to have a blended family. You know what I mean? Like, that's pretty common, yeah.
Definitely is.
But I kind of want to talk a little bit about it because I think I'm going to do the song next week, and we might do a video for it. And I think it'll be pretty cool. But, like, one thing I want to just compliment and acknowledge both of you guys about is, like, always making sure that we as a family, all of our brothers and sisters, were together, you know what I mean? And we were always a family. Like, Takara was like, Takara and Sadie are super tight with Dad, and Dominique calls Takara and Sadie his brothers and sisters, you know what I mean? Right. And like, I just feel as though do you guys think that's an important topic to touch on? Do you think that could help, like, some young girls that are kind of going through the same thing?
Definitely.
It's just a big family. Like, we grew up.
That's just how it should be.
Fell back in, and
I don't see it any other way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it makes no sense.
He's there for me. I'm there for him.
Yeah. It's awesome to see, like, that you guys seem like you just always ride for each other. You know what I mean? No matter what happened, even in good times and bad times. And, like, somebody might have been salty at somebody, but it was always never, it was never more than that. It was never hatred, it was never, like, anything like that. Might have been some saltiness there, but, like, to see, like, that two people that just always, like, ride for each other, that's not always the case,
It's too much me in the world, I think.
Yeah.
In my opinion. On that type of thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Too much me. It's not all about you.
Yeah. And I feel like, Mom, I remember this, Mom, like, I remember one time you asked me, and I don't know if you even remember this, but I don't even know why it's, like, so vivid in my head, but I remember one time you asked me, do people ask you what you are? And I was like, what is that? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I'm a person, I'm a girl, I'm a human, and you're like, but do people ask you like what your like background is? Do people ask you if you're like Hispanic or if you're black or if you're white? And I was like, not really, I don't know. And like, did that worry you when I was younger? Like, were you worried that someone was gonna treat me differently?
At first I was, but then there are so many, mixed race kids, your age.
Yeah.
But there wasn't when I was growing up.
Yeah.
So, at first I was like, let somebody slip up. I'm going to have to go to the school. But,
yeah. It was all ended up being pretty good. I mean, yeah. And I feel like it's funny because I know one of my coworkers' daughters is mixed, and I told her I was writing a song about like my experience growing up, and she was like, well, I would love to listen to that afterwards, and because it might open my eyes a little bit more about like the way that maybe like she sees things now, because kids remember a lot. Like I remember a lot from when I was that age.
I remember everything from being young. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
No.
So let's talk a little bit about like progression and growth. Like, so was everyone in your side of the family always 100% down for everything?
I mean, honestly, to be dead ass, I really only talked to mama and mom, so
Yeah.
they never said one word.
Yeah.
It wasn't a choice.
Yeah.
I said, Mom, I got something to tell you. You can't be pregnant. I'm like, Auntie can. That was
Yeah, that was the conversation.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a wrap since then.
I don't know about
everybody
people,
else. Yeah.
But I don't care about that.
Yeah. I think even Nana has had a lot of like growth in her life.
Not came along like she had somewhere to come from.
She just like
her mind is wide open to whatever now. You know what I'm saying? She got to hear my mouth, these mouths. I mean, not mouth, but views and shit.
Yeah, and you've known Nana forever.
Yeah.
But like my Nana, my dad's mom, is like the most accepting individual, like one of the most accepting people that I know. Like you could throw anything at her, and she would just be like, you know what I mean? Like she would never come at it from a place of like, that's not right.
No.
Like she just be like,
do it sideways real quick.
Yeah. And like I think that's a really, really awesome thing to see. You know what I mean? Even someone that was a grown up when I was born,
right?
From the time I was born to now, has so much more. You know what I mean?
Never stop.
Yeah.
Never start leveling up. Ever.
Yeah. There you go. Well, I kind of want to end this with like maybe. I kind of want to know your guys' point of view of where you think this whole thing could go. You know what I mean? Or maybe like maybe some like wishes that you have for me moving forward. You know what I mean? Like with my music or with my life or anything.
I mean, I just want it to go wherever you want it to go. I mean, and it will. Who said it? Who was it that said they tell you sky's the limit? You put people on the moon, like you go do whatever you want to do. You know
yeah.
Who said that? I can't remember who said that.
Oh no, that's a good one though. What are you thinking, Mom?
I think that you'll make it because you want to. You're determined. And you jumped every hurdle that you ever wanted to in life. So, you came from 1% chance to live.
That's a crazy story. We didn't even talk about that.
Your child's gonna be special. Okay, well, no.
Yeah, she's special.
Yeah, the other way.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wish that, and I hope that you just stay true. Don't let nobody turn you.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody talk you into doing something that you don't want to do or be a brand that is not you.
Yeah.
And that's.
I don't think that's in store.
That's the hurdle,
Yeah. My mom tried to throw away a shirt that she didn't like of mine.
Sure did.
She
don't know where that shirt is.
Like, I took your shirt and it's gone. I said, Mom, I'm grown. You can't take my clothes and hide them.
What Kirk said that one day, did you approve that? I said, I think we're past the time of me approving shit. Like,
she's gonna wear what she wants.
Yeah, I mean.
It was Kari's idea.
Yeah, my sister is like, she's the worst. She literally has to approve every piece of clothing, and there's very little that pleases her. I feel like I gotta be in this for her to be happy.
Sweats and t-shirts.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think this was an awesome conversation. I thank you guys for sitting down with me because I know, especially my mom is not very big on being on camera, and I know even you not really.
No, I'm like, no.
But I think just to kind of wrap it up, like hip hop is so much more than music to me. I think it helped me figure out who I was as a person, as a woman, and like what I stood for. Cause one thing that you guys did very well is you impressed upon me the importance of like the craft. I think a lot of people now, because it's so easy to make music, they just kind of put stuff out, and my mom and my dad made sure that I understood like what hip hop meant, and that if I was gonna stand in front of a group of people and say something, I better mean whatever I'm saying, and it better be everything that I stand for. Don't get up there and just say some random stuff just because you want to sound cool. So because of you guys impressing that upon me, I had to really truly figure out who I was, because I couldn't speak to people from a place of being genuine unless I really knew what I stood for. It wouldn't be genuine, you know? If I didn't really know that, it would just be me up there just trying to rap and hope people liked it. And I really try to share my life and like my perspective in a way that hopefully like inspires people and uplifts people. That's like my whole goal with everything that I'm doing with these videos. Like I want to make it so bad, because I want somebody from this town, I want some girl in 6th grade that goes to Ayler Middle School to see me make it and be like, damn, I could do that because she did. Like, Machine Gun Kelly has a line, he says, how am I supposed to know it's possible if I've never seen anyone that looks like me make it? Like, you know, other than sheer faith. But when you see somebody from your town and from your city that literally had nothing more or less than what you had do something great, that's when you're like, wow, I could do that too. And that's really that's why I want it so bad. Not for me, not for like notoriety, because I just feel as though I could give so much more to the world, and I want people to know like you can literally do whatever you want. And I might not be doing it yet, but I will be doing it at some point in my life. I believe in that. I feel like I finally, and you guys can tell me like if this sounds crazy, but I feel like I finally understand the true definition of what faith is.
No, yeah.
And maybe you knew this when maybe you both knew this when I was like sick and I was born, because like I know they told you
to make funeral arrangements.
Told you I wasn't gonna live.
Yeah, they said you need to make funeral arrangements.
And like you just were like, nah.
No.
You're like, no. And you just believed that was the case. You were like, there's no way. And like for me, like people talk about faith all the time, but like it's not a question of if I'm going to do this, if I'm going to change people's lives, if I'm going to inspire people. It's a question of how I'm going to do it and when it's going to happen.
Right.
And what do I have to do to get there.
And to you, it doesn't matter what you got to do to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I'm like,
I'm going to do it.
Yeah, and like that, and I realized, I started thinking about it, I was like, that's what faith is, because I don't have any real reason to say that it's going to happen. It's not like I have some like I have a bunch of money stacked away, or like I have a bunch of people that are willing to put me on. I literally just have belief that it will. Well, and I don't know, like I don't know where that comes from, but it's just like so deep. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, this is like what faith is, true faith, you know. So, all right, well, I just want to take some time to acknowledge you guys for you know, being a very like supportive, you know what I mean, presence in my life as far as with music, but with anything, and never like making me feel limited, you know, or boxed in. You guys always kind of made me feel like I can do whatever I wanted to do. So I appreciate you guys for that. And I appreciate you guys for coming on, because I know that being on camera isn't your guys' favorite thing to do. It's not something that you guys do a whole lot.
I'll be honest, don't want to talk.
Yeah.
Lay in the back.
I knew Dad would be. He'd be like, yeah. I knew he might not be like. I knew it might make you nervous, but you do it. Mom, I was like, oh no, she gonna say yes to this. So I just want to say thank you guys, and I hope that you guys got a lot out of this Sunday 16. I really wanted to paint a picture of like what hip hop means in my life and what they've meant to me, because obviously they mean the world, and I really truly believe that we're gonna do something great with this content and the music that we're creating. I believe in it a lot. So make sure you guys keep watching, keep subscribing, because Dad said we're gonna get like how many subscribers?
100 in a month.
100. He said we're getting 100 in a month. So
Trying.
So what? At the end of September, he said
we need 21 more.
Yeah. So they said subscribe. Okay. You guys have an awesome week. Peace.
Yeah. Savage no 21. Some of y'all hating, y'all fighting, y'all tripping. I'm getting funds. I'm coming for everything all at once. I've been